everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Travel Food Show with Mariellen here at JoinMyTrip, where we connect like-minded travelers. So if you're wanting to go on a trip but you don't really know who to go with, we have some awesome travel mates and trips planned for you already, or alternatively, you can also create a trip yourself and get some great people to come with you. In this episode of the Travel Food Show, we're going to be talking about Moroccan food. So I have a Moroccan friend who I asked what 5 foods you should try when you are on a visit to Morocco. So Morocco is known to be kind of the melting pot of food culture. So they have a mixture of Berber, Mediterranean, Arabic, Andalusian cuisines. So strong influence from many different cultures, which makes the food culture there in Morocco especially interesting. So the first thing that you should try, or it's kind of like a side dish, or you usually eat it with stew, is couscous, which is the Moroccan national dish of these little like a ball, small grains. If you haven't eaten couscous before, so definitely try some meal alongside some couscous. And then secondly, we have Rfissa, another classic Moroccan dish. But actually these take 4 hours to make, so if you're planning on just quickly whipping up some rfissas, unfortunately that's not possible. And this is basically a crepe, and then you have the sauce on top. That the main ingredient is lentils, and then you also put some chicken or then rabbit for the meat part of it, so kind of a salty crepe. And this is actually known to be eaten by women in Morocco after they give birth because it's highly nutritious. And then thirdly, we have, of course, tagine. On my visit to Morocco, there was no shortage of tagine. And tagine is actually not the food itself, but it's the dish in which the food is cooked. So it's this clay dish that has this kind of like pyramid top. And actually, if you cook the food in the tagine in a fire, that's when the taste is the best. So the dish kind of gives it a unique taste. So this is kind of like slow cooked vegetables and meat, and also grains sometimes. And what's kind of a special tagine dish is when it's cooked with dried apricots and prunes, so kind of like a more like sweeter side. And then of course you have meat also, and usually the meat used in cooking tagines is lamb. And then next we have a drink, which is Berber tea. So it's this mint tea, and usually if you go there as a tourist, they'll put a lot of sugar in your mint tea, so you can ask to have it without less sugar if you're not into that. But it's usually eaten with some Moroccan patisseries, so little sweets on the side as well. And then last but not least, we end off with a dessert as per usual. And the dessert that you should try in Morocco is called Briwat, and it's this pastry filled with almond paste. I was asking my Moroccan friend to suggest a Moroccan dessert, and he was just looking online and he searched up Moroccan dessert, which I thought was hilarious. But anyways, so for dessert, try out the Briwat. And also this time I have a recommendation of a food vlogger that you should definitely follow. I was looking at some of his videos, and he has some specialty videos on which Moroccan street foods you should eat or which Moroccan seafoods you should eat, and his YouTube is called The Food Ranger, so definitely go check out some of his videos. Very interesting stuff, and you might get a little bit more inspiration on what foods to try in Morocco. So thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Travel Food Show. We hope that you enjoyed it, and give it a like and subscribe to our channel for some more awesome travel content. And as usual, we'll be back next week for more. Thank you. Bye.